Hello to all. I am not going to start reading quite yet. I'm going to wait and see if anybody else joins us. So, I am Miss Hannah and I am the bookmobile librarian, and I also go into daycares, and I also sometimes do events at schools. So, you may have seen me before. And I hope you have seen me before, and I hope you guys are ready in your pajamas, all cuddled up either on the couch or in your computer chair, or maybe even in your bed with a tablet or phone. So today we're going to read some fun stories, and we're going to wait until exactly 7 o'clock to do it, and that means that we've got 3 minutes. So I'm going to give another 3 minutes to make sure that everybody else can get into the room too. So let's give it another 3 minutes. So I hope you guys have been doing well since you have been at home. I know that we've all been kind of missing going to the library because it's been really, really boring at home sometimes. Because I know I've been needing to go outside a lot and get some fresh air and sunshine, because I felt really closed up. Have you? Well, good news is that you can still see some of us when you look at your computers or when you look at your screens, and you can see us doing our story times. Miss Lauren's recorded some, and I am actually doing some, and I'm going to do mine live on Facebook like this. But the happy thing is that you can actually tune in later and watch them too, because it's going to save them for 24 hours. Now, it is almost 7 o'clock, so we're going to give it 1 more minute, and then we're going to start reading. I've got 2 fun books for us today. So, my first book is going to be Skippy John Jones, one of my favorites. And then the next book will be The Sword in the Stove, which is a real favorite of mine, because then I can do funny voices when I read that one. Now, actually, I think I'll start with The Sword in the Stove, because then that way we can end with Skippy John. And Skippy John, he's a sassy little kitty, and he actually ends his day going to bed. So I think that'd be a good way to end our day, would be by reading a book where a little kitty goes to bed at the end. So, now, guess what time it is? It is 7 o'clock, and it is time for us to read. So I hope you're ready to read, because I'm ready. I've got on my pajamas, and I'm sitting in a nice quiet space so I can read to you. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. So my first book tonight is actually The Sword in the Stove, and this one is by Frank W. Dormer, and we're reading this with permission from Simon & Schuster. That's who publishes the book. They put it out for us to read. So, we're going to start off here. You see our 2 little friends? And so here go my funny voices. Crumb cakes, no dragons in sight. I was so looking forward to dragon noodle soup. I'm so hungry I could eat a squid. And then there's our night friend. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Look, he's gotta go. Oh, we got this guy here, and he's going, Harold! 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 Where's Harold? He had to go potty. Well, if he doesn't get here soon, then holy haddock! Holy haddock, what's a haddock? There's a sword in the stove. Who would put a sword in the stove? Oh, I know. Pirates, who will make us wear parrots on our heads and say things like, Say it, rapscallion. Or it could be Harold's. I don't think so. Wobbling wizards. Wizards! Oh no, not wizards. There's a shield in the stove. Who would put a shield in the stove? Ooh, I know this one. Vikings. Who will steal our cookies and make us say Gribniff. Or it could be Harold's. I don't think so. Howling Aardvarks. Ah! Aardvarks? No, it can't be Aardvarks and Howling Aardvarks. That's worse. Okay, tell me. I can take it. There's a helmet in the stove. That's Harold's. Sword plus shield plus helmet equals Harold. Someone put Harold in the stove. Who would put Harold in the stove? Ooh, I know. Whoosh. Dunk. I would. And he was slow roasted at 375 degrees. Yum, yum. Who's up for dessert? I still have to go potty. The end. Now, my friends, I have another book, and this book is Skippy-John Jones. I don't know if you guys have ever read Skippy-John before, but he's one of my best buddies because he is a cute little cat who likes to make believe and play pretend. And this book, we're reading this book with permission from Penguin Publishers, and this book is by Judy Shaner. She actually reads her books too, so sometimes there's CDs with her books that have her reading it. I like to do my own voices, so I read these myself too. So we're going to start out here. Every morning, Skippy-John Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Bridges," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded. "Or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohickeys' bird bath. And the lecture, it went on and on as usual. "You got some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat. Not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, or a moose, or a goose, or a rat, or a bat. You just need to think about what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing Skippy's bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippy-John Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed, and he sings, "Oh, I'm Skippy-John Jones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head." And on his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy-John Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Shoo! Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippy-John Jones. "What was that?" And so up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippy-John Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy-John Jones began to sing in a muy, muy soft voice. "Oh, fresquito, I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow, I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes, indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippy-John come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippy-John wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a misterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay, caramba, who goes there?" asked Skippy John Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter," said Skippy John Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Poquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Skipito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Pintolito. "Si, I love mice and beans," said Skipito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," said Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Achoo-pichoo!" "Bless you," said Don Diego. "Gracias," said Skipito. "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. Now the doggies started to sing. "Yip, yippee, yippito, it's the end of Alfredo Bazito. Skipito is here, we have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad Bumblebito." Then all of the chimichangos, they went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Yippee! Then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblebito for Skipito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos, so great that one could hear a whisker drop. "Alfredo Buzito," whispered the crowd. "El blimpo Bumblebito bandito." "See," said Poquito Tito. "The bandito steals our frijoles." "Not your beans!" cried Skipito, outraged. "See," Poquito continued. "Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly, too." "And now it comes for us," Poquito added. "Por qué?" asked Skipito. "Because we are full of the beans, too." Then Don Diego stood tall, and in his most somber voice he declared, "Yo quiero frijoles." "Huh?" asked Skipito. "The dude just wants his beans back," said Poquito Tito, "and you are the dog for the job." "Me?" asked Skipito. "Yeah." Then all of the chimichangos, they turned towards Skipito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skipito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow, it darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. "Vamos, Skipito, or it is you the bandito will eato," they cried. Skipito stood his ground, but his legs, they shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. And then in a muy, muy soft voice he said, "My name is Skipito Frisquito. I fear not a single bandito." But Alfredo Bazito, he flew straight for Skipito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. "Holy frijoles!" cried Skipito as he thrust his sword into the air. And pop! Suddenly went the pop went the bandito, and he was landing on Skipito's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahua's cheese and crackers. Every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bazito, the Bumblebito bandito. Look at all those beans, all kinds. Then all the doggies burst into song. "Yip, yippee, yippito, our hero is El Skipito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. One more time! Yip, yippee, yippito, our hero is El Skipito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. Yoo-hoo!" But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy John's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Bangito, Crashito, Papito, Skipito! just in time to see Skippy John's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, Beanbag, Doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday pinata on his head. "Skippy John Jones!" everyone cried. "Hola, muchachitas," he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy John, and she covered his head with furry, purry kisses. "What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?" she scolded. Now that night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy John began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, Skippy John Jones," called his mama. "Buenos noches, mis amigos," said Skippy John Jones. "Good night." The end of Skippy John Jones. So those are my 2 books for tonight, and I just wanted to ask you guys a question. I want to ask and see if next time, which will be on Sunday, if you guys would like me to read 3 books next time instead of just 2. If you want me to read 3 books, if you'll put it in the comments, I will read 3 books next time. Because these 2 books were fun, but I feel like we should be able to read 3, don't you? So I hope you guys have a good time. If you missed me when you first came in, when I stop the video, you'll be able to watch the whole thing all over again. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you had a really good time. I look forward to seeing you again soon. It'll be Sunday, okay? I'll see you then. Bye, guys.